Hi, everybody. This is Alan, and you are watching Ask Alan Anything, a free show that is giving advice for publishing, marketing of your books, and being an author, and all the fun things. At any time, you're welcome to send us emails ahead of time for the show, questions you want us to answer. You can send it to bourgeoismedia@outlook.com. Today's show, I've gotten some comments in reference to social media. And I'll be honest, I'm not the greatest at it, but I'm not too bad at it. And I'm always learning new things as well, because there's always a new social media app that comes up. My organizations that I operate, we have 35 different social media accounts with close to, if not over 40,000 followers on all of them. Of course, they include the top 10, which would be Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, who am I missing? There's some others out there as well. But the main thing for social media that we really want to touch upon is, first off, know your audience. Who is it that you are going after? Who is it that is following you for your particular style, genre, concepts, story concepts, whatever it is? Focus, learn, and research and find out what social media system they're using and work with that social media. That's number one. Number two, of course, you've got to be comfortable with the social media platform that you're using. It's never an easy thing. It's always a challenge. So you definitely want to make sure that you do work with one that is good for you. For example, I'm not a fan of Facebook. We use it, but I'm not a fan of it. I prefer Twitter. I prefer Instagram. And with all the accounts that we have for the different things we do, it's hard to keep up with all of them. But there are programs out there to make it easier. One that I recommend the most is Hootsuite, but there are other companies similar to that. Hootsuite allows you to schedule your tweets, your postings, and all that stuff on all your social media. They've gotten a little tougher with Facebook and Twitter. On what is acceptable and not acceptable, or how many accounts you can relate to or tag at the same time. So you got to look at those things. There are lots of programs out there to work with that, but programming and setting up your tweets and your postings and all that interaction one day a week is much better than trying to spend an hour a day doing it. At least that 1 hour or 2 hours that you've mapped out your plans, your social media types and stuff like that is the best way to do it. Now, in reference to social media, here's something that I heard not too long ago, and I have to give Tex Thompson credit on this. She used the analogy of Thanksgiving dinner, okay? So when you're using social media, think that you're at Thanksgiving dinner. Look at the people who are at your table, and, having a family dinner and stuff. Can you say the exact same thing to all of them, or do you have to be careful of what you say so that they're not offended or misinterpret, or the age difference, or even the gender difference? Look at the family. Consider that on social media, you can't see who your family is. So you've got those people, you have to be careful of what you say and how you say it. You don't want to broach certain subjects because it will offend certain people and stuff like that. And I'll be real honest, politics is the number one thing you really don't want to be talking about on social media in your author's context. Now, if you have an author's page and a personal page, go to town on your personal page. That's your personal page to be who you are. If you have an author's page, again, be respectful of who's coming to that page and be focused in on that information and not everything else, okay? Also, don't have Twitter wars or Facebook wars, and that means you don't have to respond to everybody's tweets and comments and to continue on having that discussion. There's really no need to just go out to town and to bitch and complain about that person, what they said or anything like that, whether it's positive or negative or whatever. Keep respectful of that situation. Again, look at that Thanksgiving table, okay? You have a wide variety of people that are coming to your social media account, so you have to be respectful of that community, okay? If you are an author and you write romance, then great. Focus in on that romance. If you write gay literature, focus in on that group. If you are writing mysteries, focus in on that group. You have to be respectful for that general channel of communications, okay? So definitely consider that. Next thing to consider is, would your mother be proud of your social media accounts? All right. Now let that sit in and think for a moment. Would you want your mother to view your social media account, and would she be proud of how you handle yourself and talk and to the other people in response to other things and stuff? If not, then there's a good chance that you need to clean something up. Okay. Again, look at how you're handling the pages. If you have your author's page, great. Focus in on that author's page and be respectful and be clean. If you have a personal page and you want to be more raunchy or be argumentative or political or whatever it is, that's your personal page. Again, how does your mother see that page? If she sees it, what would her response be? Okay, those are two great tools to use when you're looking at a social media account. How are they being received in those two contexts? Again, that Thanksgiving family, and how does your mother see it? Okay. Your writing posture. Okay. Again, if you have two separate pages, make sure that you separate out how you respond to people, how you talk to people, how you act towards people, how you respond to what they say to you. Okay. You have that author's page, which is your professional business page. Handle it that way. You have your personal page, and like I said again and again, if you want to go to town and just bitch and complain and put it out there, go for it. It's okay on your personal, as long as it's separate from your business, your author's page, your book page. Okay. Excuse me. How are you attracting people? Okay. Again, what is it you're saying? How are you putting it out there? Are you following people that are like-minded? And again, going back to your author's page, if you have an author's page for mysteries, are you following people that are related to that? Are you working with them? Are you tagging with them? Are you commenting and responding to their comments in a positive way, or in a way that gets people to want to know more about you? Okay. It's not about, hey, I'm going to go onto this account and I'm going to just put my shit out there expecting people to follow you. You have to have that interaction and stuff. And that's one of the hardest things for me, is because I'm not a fan of social media. There's just too much stuff out there, and people aren't always being able to read what you put out there and stuff. So even with myself, and that's again why I don't like Facebook, I don't want to always see all the little personal information out there of the latest lunch you had or the latest dinner you had and stuff. So I tend to stay away from that and go to the other programs that might not be in that respect. But at the same token, I have to look at people that I work with, that I respect, that I follow, and I want to make sure I respond to them to let them know that I am there supporting them and stuff. So you have to do the same thing. Okay. Let's see what else here. We have your writing posture. Again, are you feeling sorry for yourself? Good example. There's somebody on Twitter that has been following us, and I've kind of caught a couple of their things. They finished their book and they're sending out their letters, to agents and or to traditional publishing houses. They're getting the rejections, and they're telling people, this is rejection number 5, number 6, number 10, number 20, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, okay, we're all going to get those rejection letters. There's rarely a chance that we can submit something to one person and it automatically gets hit on and they love it and they're going to sign up, and you don't have to do any more rejection, search letters or anything of that nature. So, yeah, commenting about getting those rejection letters is somewhat negative, okay? Yeah, it's going to happen. But how are you handling it? How are you being motivated by it? What are they saying? Are they saying anything of value that may help you improve that book or that story or whatever it is you're putting out there, okay? If it's just a general letter, we get tons of requests and proposals, et cetera, et cetera. Thank you, we'll look at it, we'll get back to you. Or no, it doesn't fit our genre at the moment or whatever. Those are just standard things, okay? And that should not be a personal attack on you in any way. It's just they probably have a lot of agents that are pitching to them, and so they're looking at those versus what they get through the mail and stuff. Okay, so again, it's just a standard email sent out or standard letter that's sent out. It should not be a personal attack on you or deemed in that way in any way. So again, look at those letters that do have something. Hey, we read yours. It doesn't really fit us because of this, this, or this. Okay, do you want to change that, that, and that? Or is it still you're set on this and maybe that wasn't a good fit for you, so move on. It's okay to move on. It's okay to learn from those things, okay? And at the same time, you know, you have to look at what's going on in the industry at the moment. What's the hot stories for the moment, okay? For example, Trump is a hot topic, okay? So there's tons of books out there by Trump, and they're going to get those contracts because he's such a hot topic, okay? And your book's not about that, all right? So you're not going to have as much success as those people out there that are writing about Trump. Look at what the traffic is. What other things are hot in the publishing world? Have you read the latest magazines to see what's coming out? What's the trends and stuff like that? Are you reading the blogs to see if your book fits within those hot trends and stuff? And if not, then you may not want to go that route on traditional publishing. You may want to go more in self-publishing or the hybrid. Look at those things. That's where the social media aspect comes into. Yes, we all get those, you know, rejection letters. Yes, we're all going to feel sad for you, but how much of that do we need to see before we tune you out? Okay, that's what I was getting to. All that information is how are you applying and what are you doing about those letters to make you better at what you do, okay? We want to see positive stories. We want to feel the positive energy. We get bombarded by negative stories so much that it drives us all nuts. And it keeps us in that perpetual negative mood, okay? So we don't want to always hear that. We want to hear positive things. We want to hear what you're doing to change and stuff. My book that I'm working on is called Author's Revolution, and I'm struggling with that myself because I want to slap people in the face and say, hey, you've got to wake up to what's going on in the publishing world so that you can claim your rights, your privileges, your ability to make money and earn your fair share. So I'm stuck at showing the negative, but then showing the positive because, again, I have to slap people in the face to make them aware of what's going on, but I also want to motivate them, and I want them to be positive in how they approach it and how they change things. And, you know, it's that fine line you have to work, slapping them in the face while motivating them at the same time. It's a toughie, and that's why I'm struggling with the book, getting it out there and stuff. That's what you need to look at. You know, when you get hit with those negative things, how can you make it positive? How can you grow from it? How can you, you know, put something out there that motivates people, inspires people to want to do better, to do greater for themselves and greater for the good of all? So look at those aspects, okay? So we have just a few minutes left, and I just want to kind of touch upon anything. Remember, you're always welcome to send us your emails and questions to me ahead of time. You can do that at bourgeoismedia@outlook.com. And also, don't forget all the other programs we have. If you are looking for an organization that supports writers, both indie, traditional, and hybrid, indiebeacon.com or txauthors.com are great sources for you to be a member and to get that support, to learn from them, to be supportive. Don't forget the Authors Marketing event that we do every year. We just signed a contract to be in Granbury, which is North Central Texas, in 2020 for the weekend of July 2020. We will be in San Antonio in July 26th through 28th in San Antonio. That should be a great event. All that information's up there on our website at 2019.authors.marketing. There's no other codes, no .com or anything like that. It's just 2019.authors.marketing. Has a list of the speakers. If you can't attend in person, you can always buy a video pass and be able to watch all the videos from the event for the same price. So it's a great opportunity for you to learn at your own pace and your own style and stuff like that. So just want to check over real quickly. Make sure I don't have anything from the social media that I missed, because I want to make sure everybody's going. Again, make sure if you have social media accounts that there's one for your books and one for you private. Keep them separate. And, and the most important thing about social media and or your websites and stuff is putting out too much personal information. In other words, there are people who love to steal identities and stuff. So the more personal information you put out there, the greater chances of somebody stealing it and getting away with it, because if they know how what your kids' names are and what their ages are and where they went to school and where you went to school and who your husband is and where you live and all those things, that opens the possibility of being your ID being stolen. So be careful of that stuff, okay? And that relates to the social media too. Don't put all your personal life out there so someone can come along and study you and then steal your ID and stuff like that. It's havoc, and people unfortunately are out there to do that. So you can put information out there, just curtail the amount. In other words, I mentioned your kids' names and stuff. So their first name, you don't need to say what their ages are. You don't need to say what city specifically you live in. You can leave certain information out to help cut off that opportunity of theft ID, okay? But you do want to be human. You do want to put your personal feelings out there, and that's fine, on your personal page. I've seen recently on social media, someone went off on politics, and they lost a follower of their books because of that. And then they got pissed at that person, for that. It's like, well, wait a minute. Your book had nothing to do with your politics, so why are you pissed at them because they got upset with you because you broke the rules and talked politics on a author's page instead of on your personal page? The author's page is about your books, your writing career, not about your personal life. So keep them separate, okay? Now, granted, saying that, there are a lot of people that have nonfiction books about their memoirs, autobiographies, biographies, etc., and so their pages kind of overlap. But again, you can still separate the two to a certain degree so that you have a professional author's page and social media accounts, and then you have your personal. So remember to always try to separate those out, keep people aware of it, so that you don't offend by accident or on purpose. I mean, if you want to offend people on purpose, that's a whole different story. Go for it. You're going to lose a lot of people. You might get some followers who say, oh, I love how you talk and all that stuff, but are they buying your books? Probably not. So keep those things in mind, okay? Keep them separate. Keep it clean. Keep in mind, again, as I mentioned earlier, the Thanksgiving table. Who's at the table? At Thanksgiving, you can see who it is, but on social media, you can't, so you've got to be more aware of that. And then again, is your mom going to be proud of what your social media accounts look like? Are you, being the best you can possibly be in that respect, okay? So we have about 8 minutes left. I'm trying to think of some other things that have come up lately. Let's see here. 2020, in May of 2020 is the Texas Writers and Authors Month. And on the 30th of May is the celebration. It's the closeout party, the end of the month party. That will be the Lone Star Book Festival in Seguin, Texas. So I hope you check it out. It's at lonestar.bookfestival.network, and network is spelled out. So check that out and be a part of that. National Authors Day, again, is November 2nd. If you can't come to Houston and participate, do something in your city. There's 2 different types of t-shirts available. One of them tells people how many books you've published. Another one is saying, reading it, hey America, reading is, and you get to write on the t-shirt what it means to you. Is it fun? Is it sexy? Is it educational? Is it exciting? Is it thrilling? Is it a mystery? Whatever it is, get the conversation going. Get people to want to read more. You as an author, that is your number one priority, is to get people to want to read not only your book, but everybody's books. You want them to read more, because reading is decreasing. Education is decreasing because reading is decreasing. And that's not a healthy thing for us as Americans or for people as a human aspect. Humanity needs to continue to read, needs to release the stress of everyday life, and books are a great way to do it. So support National Authors Day. Get a t-shirt, wear it with pride that you have 10 books, 20 books, one book published, whatever it is, or get the other book and say America Reading Is, and write in there all the words that relate to it, or one big word on the shirt, so that people know and are encouraged to talk to you about your books or about reading. Encourage people to read more. Because let's face it, if people are not reading more and buying books, you're not going to make any money. That's just bottom line reality. So that's up to you. So we give you tools for that. Use them. Support it. Help us raise money through that process so we can get books into Title I schools that need them so much, or into small libraries that don't have a budget and need to get fresh new books in there. Those things are ways, in a positive way, of getting the word out there so that people will want to read more through conversations, education, and having books available to those who need it and who can't afford them. So those are opportunities for you. The WeFiction contest, again, is coming up starting next year, but we're taking the people who want to support us with readers who want to give characters, give locations, give plot and plot twists. We ask for donations. Again, that helps the DEAR program, so that money is raised to get books into Title I schools and libraries. You don't have to spend a lot of money or donate a lot of money. It's all part of growing and getting the conversation going out there. So readers, again, if you want to supply a character, even if it's yourself, if you want to supply a location, businesses, that's great advertising opportunities. Supply a plot, supply a plot twist. Author teams are forming so that we can use that database that those readers are supplying the information for, create books, have contests, so the readers can then judge those books that were written by these teams and determine what are the greatest books out there based on that competition. It's a great opportunity for authors to expand their writing careers and expand their way of writing and working with team members. Teams can be as little as 2 and as high as 4 members. It's just an exciting way to expand your writing career. And then it's also for the authors, it's a great way to expand your readers, because now you're working with a team and they're sharing information with their readers about the contest and who they're working with. So that builds your audience, and it's a great way to share that information. So readers get to learn about new authors. Authors get to experience new ways of teamwork and writing skills. Then the readers also get to find new and exciting stories based on what they got to share and got to be a part of. So look at those things. You can go to the website, wefiction.dearindy.org. Again, that's wefiction.dearindy.org. It's free, but we are asking for donations for the readers when you submit a character, a business, when you're submitting a location, a plot, or a plot twist. Help us out, help us raise money so we can get those books into Title I schools and to libraries. It's, again, a great way to get people to read more. As I've already said earlier, with people reading more and buying more books, people will succeed as authors and be able to earn their fair share. That's what it all comes down to. When people are not reading, books are not being bought, authors are not able to earn their fair share. They're not able to create. So readers, please continue buying books. We appreciate it immensely. We understand that it's expensive at times, so look at opportunities to buy books that are new, fresh, and a fair price. And get the word out, share the stories that you read, let the authors know what you think about by leaving reviews. Feel free to communicate with them and learn more about why they do it. Look at their social media accounts and all that stuff. So with that, I apologize for the throat acting up, but I thank you very much for watching and enjoy your day. Hi, this is your host, B. Alan Bourgeois. Thanks for watching Ask Alan Anything. We do appreciate you tuning in from time to time, and we are asking that if you're interested in the show and what the value it has for authors, and you help support us, we have created a Patreon page. You can go to Patreon, Patreon.com, and go to Bourgeois Media and become a sponsor. We have a lot of different options for you, free books, free credits, free whatever we can find that doesn't cost us too much, that allows us to be able to still raise money for Title I schools, getting the books into their hands, and also keeping the show up and running. So please check us out. That is Patreon, Patreon.com, and then look for Bourgeois Media. And I appreciate your support. Thanks. National Authors Day is November 2nd, 2019 in Houston, Texas. Join us at Discovery Green as we celebrate being a published author and remind the world of the great books that writers constantly create for your enjoyment. You can register at authors.dearindy.org. Authors, do you know the true cost of being published? In the Author's Revolution workbook, BL and Bourgeois gives you hands-on tools to use and to understand the true cost of being published. He will also give you information about low-cost or free programs that are designed to help you market your book. BL and Bourgeois has been helping hundreds of authors since 2011, educating them on how to better market and sell their books. Buy the Author's Revolution workbook exclusively at indielector.store